Hello guys, good evening, happy Monday. Welcome to Le Mans Ultimate and some running in, well, not dailies, but special events. No, also not special events, sorry, but the WEC weekly events. So, we're going to race the book, the mighty book at Bahrain, as we've done it last week on, can't remember, was it Thursday? So we're going to do that again. And I appreciate you guys being on board 11 minutes to the event. I sadly still don't have any practice servers here, so I'm just going to go offline. Sadly, I had to just restart my game for the third or fourth time today. This time because I fit the no tire sound bug. So, you go into a game, drive out the pits, you spin out and you'd be like, hang on a minute, that doesn't quite sound the way it is supposed to be sounding. And that is because the tire sound was missing. So anyway, now here we are. Ready to get giving. Out of the pits. Hello. There this tire sounds. Hate. So meanwhile, my tablet once again decided to be like, no, I'm not further connected to your internet because I do have a wrong Wi-Fi password. However, whenever I come back at the internet and just reconnect it, be like, yep, password is correct. Not sure what's happening on the network. But surely some gremlins might be in. Anyway, speaking about gremlins, these gremlins have been in my Motec submission yesterday for the VMS Pro Series as well. I'm not sure if you ever had that before, but my Motec recorded 40 to 48 random seconds of a lap at Le Mans and saved that as a lap. Like, why would you do that? But okay, Motec just did it. And speaking about further gremlins, I'm about to turn 6, so that's a bit of a sad story as well. Second week of vacation, sickness comes in. So I'm afraid you'll see a reduced, if not even no numbers streams this week from me, apart from this today. So we have to have a look onto the clock. 19:52, so 8 minutes till the session. And we're basically just doing a couple of warm-up laps here. To get back into the LMH groove. After running in the VMS Pro Series. Right. Let's see how much the sickness is already taking over my brain and reactions in the race. I hope not too much, because of, like, from the sign-ups we may have some good competition. We may also have a little bit faster grids than on Thursday, but maybe not as fast as if we would go flat out. So there is a possibility of doing a great last at first challenge again, with it actually being a challenge. Because let's face it, Thursday was no challenge, as we've completed the last to first basically within 45 to 50 of the 100 minutes that we raced. I'm wondering, is the chat not working by chance? Ah, chat is working. Thank you for the testing there. How to spell your name actually? Yeah, it seems to be working fine. Absolutely. Fenrir, thank you very much for testing the chat and showing that chat is working indeed as intended. It's always a bit scary when you're live for like 10 or 12 minutes and like no one has ever put a single message out there yet, so you'll be like, is there really no one chatting? Or is the chat not working? Nikki! I'm about to fall sick, getting a proper flu, so I'll take the last opportunity today to do a stream before sickness takes over and puts me to bed for like probably the rest of the week. So far I'm just having a sore throat, and you might see lots of sneezing and stuff. Yeah, the thing is I'm not this sick yet, but I'm about to turn this sick that racing is a bad idea, so yeah. Alright, 19:57. We have one more lap in terms of time before we have to check for the race. Yeah, I'm hoping for it to be gone quick, but I haven't been sick for like 5 months, so I'm expecting a proper cleaning in my body. Let's see how it actually goes. Ah. You got out of military? Did you step away from it? Alright. Very good. Very good. Let's go to the server and see when stuff is happening. 30 seconds until servers spawn. Now we would have had a practice. Nice. Let's see, 152 registrations, so much more than we had before. There is Benjamin George. He's going to be a fight. Let's see who else. Might be a couple of... Let's see how qualifying goes, and then we decide about whether we're actually going for a Last of Us challenge or not. Hockey! Hello there, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Rimoven, hello, how are you? Oh, you got medically retired. That sucks. And I think this sucks too. Oh, for crying out loud. So we made it to the event apparently. Yeah. So race strategy should be easy and pretty much straightforward. 28 laps or 29, 27. You just work for some extra money and sim race. Oh, that's nice. That's everyone's dream coming true, huh? Awesome. Some say if you are for 3 weeks on vacation, you should have done 3 weeks of LMU. But of course, if you're away and not at home during the 3 weeks of vacation, then I agree for sure you should come home and turn on LMU. First thing you should do. High grip already. Not high temperature in the tires though. Luckily I was able to stop the car in time despite locking up that little bit. Spinala. Oh well. Alright. Guys, 2 minutes till the qualifying. We're back in a moment. And then we go quack. Alright. Qualifying is on. Let's see how we are doing. Depending on the pace, I'll propose the last to first challenge to you guys, and then you guys can take the decision. Benjamin George is going to be the guy to beat, I'm pretty sure. I am the number 2 car, so I could afford a second place compared to Benjamin. Let's see how it goes. Could be a little way more entertaining than it was on Thursday. A little bit more stability when going for the weaving. This is a goodie. Here we go. On to the quali laps. Thank you, Hawkey, for the good lucks. Let's make the most of it. Yeah. Braking point probably perfect for hot enough tires. Not with these though yet. Still a purple sector 1. Rasto, ciao, how are you? .47.9. 2 beats. Ah. Rasto, great to hear you're doing fine, you're doing well. So is George off track his first lap, or? I'm certainly missing my couple of tenths from end of sector 1, which is likely why I'm not going to put it onto provisional pole in this lap. And another mistake. Oh. That's not good. Let's see what Henkel is about to do. High 45s? Potentially? Yep. As I don't understand this wrong, but I finally need to put my lap together. I have 2 more attempts to do so. then I'll leave the time somewhere else. Oh, I'm crazy. Probably not gonna make it to pole, huh? Oh, will be very tight. Very tight. 15,000s. So guys, I think it might be more satisfactory for you guys to see a last to fast challenge, right? Because of course I could try to just fight with Nicholas about P1. But does that really satisfy it in terms of content? The problem is, again, up until P3, now from P3 to P7 it is pretty shitty. Expected that. Uh-oh. I think my game crashed. Why am I lucky? I thought the game was gone. Alright, fresh sets of tires. Yeah, I know, I can likely do it. It's true. And you know what? I'm just gonna commit for it. So I'm gonna just start very normally. Fenrir, thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Alright. Niklas with the front left on hard, interesting decision. Anyway, I'm gonna pull over prior to turn 1. And just let things happen. MD, first to first with no tire change. Yes, no tire change. Actually, we're gonna do that. That makes you happy. Alright guys, we're coming to the green for a last to first challenge. I'm going to pull off somewhere. On the way there to turn 1. And then I assume it's green, green, green. Alright, back in P11. That caddy was a bit scary. Not gonna lie. Bro. Fenrir, thank you very much for your follow. Much appreciated. Okay, so we're sitting P9. You see the group ahead of us. Game on. So that Genesis ahead is how quick on the straights? I'm wondering whether I'm on like a broken setup or anything. PC setting seems correct. ARB setting seems correct as well. It's just that Genesis is pulling a gap on the straight like it's a different class car. Probably have to wait till it starts overheating the tires. Maybe that's the thing. More pressure in the tires already than my tires, therefore more clearance to the ground because not underinflated. Better gaming chair. X to doubt. I understeer. And then there's not much I can do. And now I need to run. I'll be so vulnerable on the straights. Yeah, but in corners my car is much better. Okay, 8 seconds. Yeah. To the lead, and lead has already 2.5. I see a full train of cars ahead. Good stuff coming up. Tell that the Genesis eSport people. Yesterday they were crying in Le Mans that their car is down on top speed. It might be down on top speed there, I don't know. Oh boy. P5. I want that challenge back, so here we go. "11 seconds to the lead." Let's see whether those 3 seconds are just the ones I cannot... I cannot overcome in the end. Ah, battery. Cool. Clipping. You enjoy the game? That's awesome stuff to hear. So is George? So George is the number 4 car. Who's the number 1 car that is in this race with a higher... That Chaba Kiss? I'm the number 1 car for the Hypers at least. So I am supposed to beat everyone. That's a bit effed. Track limits are a bit effed with that one too. Alright, 12.2 seconds. I need to get good. Get good, get quack. Benjamin George might be scared in the way I'm behind him. He's doing a good pace though, I think. Indicates with flashing, he lets me go. appreciate this a lot, so we say thank you so much. So last lap, green to everyone apart from P1 and 2. Last but not least, because we were behind Benjamin. I'm looking forwards to Daytona. I'm not sure if I'm looking forwards to Laguna though. Alright, purple middle sector. Going for a 46.8, 46.9. So that's just 2 to 3/10 quicker than Henkel. What? Has he been in neutral? What the heck? I nearly ran into his back though. Cambien is not happy with Kiref from behind doing contact. And touchy. So back to 12 seconds. Yeah, to the lead. I think the only reason why we did not lose out to Henkel is maybe because of traffic. Henkel has hit in the last lap. So I'm a bit afraid that the Alpine ahead has a good straight line speed as well. I certainly know the BMW in second place has. Hey Ian, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to today's Last of Us challenge. What a gaggle of GT3s. This can only hurt. There is no other way. Lars not happy with my move. So, shall I consider Henkel's weakness being the traffic? As he keeps losing more and more time despite I'm dealing with a gaggle of GT3s here. Or is it just that the way he's hitting the GT3s is costing him even further time? Oh, there we go. I might be stuck behind that Alpine now for a long while. Oi. I had the same stuff yesterday. Not yesterday, on Thursday. When I suddenly hit the brakes and it just to me it was randomly at least, lock up. Oi. That traffic is crazy. And fighting doesn't help me. Oddly satisfying. Alright, hour and 20 minutes to demolish 12.5 seconds. What did I read about my setup guide there? Hang on a minute. I'm just straight to read the chat. Gucci sauce. You're still reading the guide David O'Reilly, Kuba Brzezinski and me have done. That's great to hear, buddy. I appreciate your support and I appreciate you enjoying to read that literature. Okay, so with the move, a 47.2. Let's see what we're doing without the moves. If we're not invalidating the fucking lap. Ay. We would be on towards the 46.4. But as we know, we've invalidated our lap. Yet though, 46.9 versus 46.4, 5/10. We are pushing. Ali Polter, thank you very much for your follow on the Twitch channel. Hello there and welcome. Appreciate your time, appreciate your support. Yeah, and if you guys enjoyed this Last of Us challenge, if you guys enjoyed the content, please have a follow and Twitch subscribers on the YouTube channel. Really much appreciate your time. Oh, I commit the next track limit. Like, what am I doing? And why am I doing it? I mean, half a point, or like 3/4 of a point out of 6 is not the worry, but By the way, for those of you that have watched the Last of Us challenge on Thursday, where we talked about the rating a little bit as well, I received 3.1% of rating for a pole and winning the race on Thursday. 3.1. You could probably add a 0 behind the 3 and before the comma if I would have like DNF'd. Alright, next lap comparison not available because I think Nicholas has also ran wide. We did a 0.6 though. King Mike, hey man. I had a better feeling on the old tire models, I'm gonna be quite honest with you. It was just clicking more for me. Well, it's a Michi issue, probably not a hypercar issue, I don't know. I have improved. I'm still struggling, but overall I have improved. It is just, in my age, turning 34 in August, and having a habit of like 18 years of R Factor 2 drift flight racing, those habits are going, you know, they are hard to be eroded. They are hard to be adopted and changed. You know, I keep trying to teach that during my coaching sessions and stuff. And it is something that you need to very actively do. You need to actively think about it. The thing is, I don't only have to actively think about driving different, it's also I have to do it with a different set of feeling available from the FFB. So as much as I'm changing my driving style, the thing with the FFB is that hasn't changed again. So whatever feeling I do have, or I'm still lacking with the FFB, I'm lacking it still today. It's just I'm trying to drive around as good as possible. And I'm not doing too much progress really on it. Stephen, thank you very much for the follow. Hello and welcome. The thing is, and as much as I'm still struggling around it, I do progress. I'm just not driving as much as everyone else doing in the world of esport. Like, you know, my teammates, they probably spend more in the practice sim than I spend racing competitively every week. And I don't blame them because they do have the time and they do have the desire. It's not like I don't have the desire, it's just I don't have the time and I have a lot of other things on my plate, so I'm kind of prioritizing at the minute. And hence, my steps of progress are pretty small, almost not feasible. Like, believe it or not, yesterday's P8 in the VMS Pro Series, it may not look like a great result. It may look a bit better if you think about starting in P15, and it may look kinda good if you think about that I couldn't, or didn't change tires. So I do not know how much that strategy disadvantage was actually worth it in the end, but I do believe that I haven't been on the best strategy out there. I also do know for a fact that I'm lacking like half a second, 6 or 7 tenths to my teammates on the track in the race. And if I consider these two things, then I think my P8 yesterday is pretty reasonable. And another step into the right direction. Not great. To put it a bit into perspective, if we consider I have been 8 or 9 tenths off my teammates in past, in early stages of the new hypercar tire model, then like I'm eating away 40 thousandths of that every race, and I'm now, like, I don't know, on really good occasions I'm 2 or 3 tenths off, on rather bad occasions I'm 5 to 6, maybe 7 tenths off even. That is in comparison to like a minute and 40 track, so you know, on Le Mans that might be a second. But that is the progress that I'm talking about. And I probably can do an esports diary about it as well, because it still feels a little bit of an achievement. I know it's not a very great or actual achievement considering where we're coming from. But, you know, progress is progress, and it's development, and it's improvement, and it's going into the right direction, and that gives hope for maybe future things to work better at some point again. Even I do prefer the more Ultimate still, although the latest handling model has moved way into the iRacing direction, what to say. Okay, traffic may give us some hope here, even against the quick BMW. That BMW is ridiculously quick. Oh, and that BMW is having a BMW moment. King Mike, you're welcome, buddy. You're welcome. Right, I don't let that guy pass again, because firstly, I think he's broken. Secondly, I may have bigger issues re-overtaking that car compared to any other car that's going around here. So what is the gap? 8.8. We're biting off lap by lap. If he leaves the door open, like, I can't say no, can I? G27, the wheel that never dies. Was the G27 the one with the 6 buttons or with the 2 buttons still? 6 buttons, right? The G29 had less buttons, a different kind of buttons again. I gotta say, G25, G27 have been awesome wheels for what they were. You could argue whether the quality and also the yeah, the quality and the value has sort of declined at Logitech over the years. I remember that G923 that I had in the end. It was, like, feeling-wise one of the more solid wheels, but the pedal module with that shitty brake pedal feature, that was just horrible. "17 years old and still working." Very nice. I probably wouldn't be able to say that about my G923. I'm not even sure whether it exists somewhere still. But I would have expected, like, the plastics and the rubber to get sort of a bit old and gluey. Alright, 7.7 seconds is the gap. Gotta say, I think Niklas Henkel has been faster in the qualifying session than he actually is in the race, considering the overall pace. I'm just waiting for literally running over a GT3. And then again, I think Henkel's bigger issue is the traffic management. 1.3 seconds last lap. Marvin! Thank you so much for your tier 1 sub for 29 months. What a support, buddy. Thank you for joining. How are you doing, man? Nikki Tavik, what would you say is the biggest key to losing less time in traffic? Awareness, pre-calculation, expectation, and foreseeing. Like, for instance, I cannot overtake that GT3 here, so I back off till I can take a little bit more speed and then just going for it. I still lost the same time, but I make up some time after the overtake. So that's just, for this GT3, I can't get him in front of the turn, so I just wait, I brake, I keep the gap, and then I nail the exit. I still have lost 6/10 up until the overtake, but if I would have forced the overtake, I would have still lost 6/10 at the apex, had a worse exit and lose another 10 on this straight. So it's about anticipation, good car control and awareness, like where to dive, where not to dive, which gap to use, which gap not to use, and then according to see like what the GT3s or the slower class cars trajectory is, where do they end up, or which part of the road if they drive normally. I have a little bit of a cheeky question for you guys though, and I would probably be interested in an honest answer for those of you that have been watching this channel for a couple of months, even better, maybe years. Usually on a stream, as I would like to welcome Catalea West, thank you very much for your follow. Usually on a stream on YouTube, we had at least 60, 70, maybe 80 people. On a very good stream, over 100. Lately, I'm streaming for 25 to 30 people only on YouTube, and I wonder why that is. Anyone got an idea? Is it about the algorithm? Is it because my content is degraded and become worse over the time? Or is it that YouTube is playing out less of the stream's thumbnails and like people click less on it? Podrin, yeah, summer is a good point. I tend to agree, but like even in the worsts of the summers, I had a good chunk more of live view interaction. On the other hand, the shorts are clicking as good as they haven't clicked for a long while. Now, of course, you're not YouTube, and since you're watching on Twitch, you're certainly not part of the scope. But it's just, you know, sometimes people come into the stream and say, hey, I just had to look you up. I knew you were live, but I just had to look it up because YouTube didn't suggest the video to me. If that, a couple of people being like, yeah, we have to specifically look for you, then that solves part of the mystery. Because then I do know that the YouTube algorithm, or I don't know, the, how do they call it? What's the interaction? Impressions. The impressions, for whatever reason, have gone down. And that's actually a good number to check. I should check whether my impressions have gone down. If my impressions have gone down, then less people getting pitched by my streams for content or videos and stuff. But that's sad. Like, the shorts are doing fine. They're doing even better. There you go, MD. Less consistency? So you mean the fact we're streaming only twice a week instead of 5 or 4 times a week, like we kind of used to? Now let's see about the viewership. Purple overall, 46.5. So let's see, 8 laps to go for me. So 29 laps. And the gap's 8.3. Nikki Pavik, is that a thing? I think I tried it once, and the thing is, when doing horizontal, I would need to rearrange my stuff on the screen for it to work properly, or is there a way to split it up in a vertical and at the same time on OBS? Maybe my knowledge is a bit limited on this. Any help of anyone knowing it? I greatly appreciate it. The Fenrir, you think about potential issue with the algorithm too. Oh, this race could be just 56 laps. think we're a bit faster than what we were Thursday, I think. Interesting. But the thing is, when you're going through, I just try to understand if you're, you know, scrolling through your Instagram, YouTube, and whatnot. Do you really get stuck on a live stream that's been put in vertical? Or horizontal? Sorry, it's probably horizontal. Anyway, that went through my mind just recently. Yeah, exactly, Henry. I probably would not watch a stream on the phone either. Sometimes I don't even watch a YouTube video on my phone, even though I can, you know, turn the phone around. And that's the same thing, you know, like, I agree with you. I'll probably reach out to people that are in their short feed. And they're not currently, you know, just randomly browsing on the YouTube channel as such, or on the YouTube system as such. I'm not sure if I actively would find any new views yet. So Nikki, would you say you have found my channel by watching one of my shorts recently? Is that the case then? Because then I would like to say thank you so much. My shorts are finally paying off in some way. Because I do appreciate the clicks and the views on the shorts, but the turnover rate and conversion rate of people that watch the shorts and actually join the live streams and join us as a community is, I'm afraid, rather low. So we put purple overall. Fenrir found me on Instagram. And that's a good shout, because lately I had a couple of shorts there that clicked 100,000 times. And I can really see that from a bunch of followers coming in. Feed them stream on shorts. Well, you know what? I take it on the list of things I want to check for the future. Ah, the battery clipping. That has consumed a good amount of time. I agree, Nikki. I agree. 6.2 seconds. Each hour gap. When do I think the US track pack will be released? Well, I think they said something. Can't remember what they said. I thought it should have been already out, but you know what? I think they're gonna announce it when it's time. Whether that is this week or next week, I don't know. I think honestly, if the update would have come this week, we would have had an announcement by the weekend already. So I assume earliest the update to drop is next week. So, relapse to go to box. And we're quite equal on the energy. Now it's going to be fun to see if Henkel is fueling like me for 56 laps or if he risks it for 55. And honestly, I think we're quite closing on the bubble for 56. So it took me half the race to close the gap from 12 to 6 seconds. But I can assure you regarding the update, as soon as we find a good announcement and maybe some additional information, I might do a video about it. And if you don't want to miss out on that one, I recommend being subscribed on this channel, ring the bell, notifications each and every time we go live, or of course each and every time we publish a video. There will be a special video on Wednesday, that's for sure. Wednesday we're gonna talk a little bit about the issues Le Mans Ultimate has from my POV that kind of destroy the integrity of esports to an extent. It's a rather philosophical, screw my English. It is a, you know, rather a type of philosophy content. Some based on facts, some based on assumptions and accusations, but at the end of the day still with a reasonable amount of facts and a little bit of personal insights, of course, as well. So Henkel is probably not going to change tires, hence the hard compound on the front left of him. As we have one more lap in our tanks. Thank you very much. I have had one of the worst UI performances ever today. I had to restart the game 4 times prior to the stream. Firstly to register for the race, then to find the practice server, then I had this no tire sound bug. It was not a very nice situation at all, to be honest. So 6 seconds of gap is remaining. Let's see what we can push in the pit stop. Meanwhile, you'll excuse me for taking some meds. Travism, thank you very much for joining. How are you doing, buddy? So Henkel has only fueled for 58 laps. Or he has to really save a shitload of fuel now. Or is it me that has oh, have I overfueled? I mean, I have fueled for a full push. Let's see. Gap is 7.2 seconds. Nicky, I hear you. I hear you. And honestly, I fully agree. There's loads of things sadly that needs fixing. Let's see whether they again bring new features, but as you already suggest, like, I'd rather have no more new features rather than actually good working stuff. There's some dead hypercar. Boucher is coming in. Junior ahead. I'll have him 2 or 3 more laps ahead of me. No, so I have fuel for 26 now remaining. Guys, honestly, I think Henkel is underfueled. If this is 56 laps, he's doomed. the FPS have become so bad. I'm watching the slideshow. Like, it's between 60 and 80 FPS it meanders around. Placino, hello. How often do I change motor maps to not spin on the braking? Not at all. The motor map doesn't affect the spinning. I'm just adjusting the motor map to be like consistently somewhere between 0 and 90% of state of charge. Still yellow flag. 47.4 by Henkel, 47.4 by me. I never touch the region, and I just flick around the usage of battery every, I don't know, between 3 to 5 laps or so. Try to be rather consistent on them. I cannot be consistent right now with, to a certain extent, as the driving, because the slideshow is hard to watch. Yep, Nikki. I believe, and it might be a pure placebo, that power output might be actually a little bit higher on the LMHs if you've maxed them out. The original, why I'm doing it, whenever I'm like running a certain value, I just want to make sure that when I go hard into the brakes, I have that extra margin of battery remaining before clipping. I anticipated that not too great. Only 3/10 gain this lap. 20 to go at this stage. It's going to be a fight on the last lap. Provism, yep, video's coming on Wednesday to that. But I will more blame Le Mans Ultimate and the way the simulation is currently being built and used rather than people exploiting it. Someone has pointed that out already, so I'll leave him that. And again, I don't want to focus on the people that did just stuff, because to an extent it's quite natural to do stuff when it's available. I am pointing fingers at the more Ultimate that we're using hot lap leaderboards from race fastest laps and stuff. That to me is the bigger issue. The question of cause and effect. Why am I trying to save fuel here? Fuel for 23. Races at S23, that's normal, sorry. Let's just push. I honestly think when I'm shifting the power from ICE to the electric engine, that shouldn't have any impact on the power band at all. Guys, I gotta say this, this last to fast challenge is going to be a proper one. Right now I'm not really doing the progress that I need to. What the hell is that? There is a car on the right side. Interesting. So this time, guys, the fuck? I just wanted to wait for that Ferrari finally rolling me over. He's sitting in a super awkward position. Thinking about awkward positions. Floor racing, yep, that's a TC override. It's a bad habit to do with the new hypercar tire models. Don't do it. I'm not sure, is the guy taking a piss there, or like, he could also just retire. So I lost even more time this lap. Where is my pace gone to? I feel like the stuttering I'm looking at is actually micro screen freezes. Front left overheating. I don't think it is. That's the general issue with day and night cycles and stuff. So 47.4 is, I'm actually slower, I'm 47.6, huh? 47.3, but like this I'm not gaining enough. Yep, I agree, Ian. And I'm happy to hear your opinion on Wednesday on the video that I'm going to publish. I haven't hit a good of these, this turn 10 in a long while, I think. Coming for a 47.2, maybe 47.3 again, but yep, even a tenth slower than Henkel. It is maybe now where his front left hard tire is the benefit. What do you think, we're giving up? Nope, not gonna happen. In fact, I'm going to try to increase my level of push and hitting good laps. But I need a bit more of that. I need to be a bit more lucky with traffic, honestly. Because I'm coming again for a 47.2 because I lost half a second of traffic. Oh, and then I do a stupid mistake. Yeah, I won't make it. Like that, I won't make it. My pace has started dropping ever since the slight show has started. Coincidentally, this also fell together with our pit stop. Doesn't look like much, but going wide on this apex is equally like 2 or 3 tenths. Also the yellow flash on my steering wheel. I wanted to have it that way, but right now it's pissing me off. Yeah, I'm aware it happens. Anyway, guys, in case we failed to achieve the last two firsts, I think it was still a good call. Because if not, I would have been 6 seconds ahead now. Maybe even further, and we would just be like managing that gap, you know. MFG, thank you very much for your sub on the YouTube channel. Hello and welcome. But kudos to Nicholas, also doing a good pace there. He now lost some significant time with the traffic. But I may lose that too, you know. Oof. Yeah, I haven't really lost it on those three. But we'll lose it here. I'm having to wait and go for the switchback here. What the fuck was that? Yes, my game is not running good. To put you into the perspective of what I've just felt now. Shit, wrong gear. It felt like I hit the brakes, I locked up the front, and then on the next frame the fronts unlocked themselves again without me actually altering the brake. Very weird. I'm not sure if you guys see a fluid picture from a 60 FPS cam or whether it's choppy for you too. "25 minutes. I'm not gaining enough. Especially this lap is equally bad compared to him at front, and then GT3 battling. I won't be able to find a way. Yeah, he can be pissed at me, quite rightly so. Really, have people reported that? Wow. I mean, I tend to agree. 14 laps to go. What is the gap now? 5-0? Yeah. The game currently runs like it's not focused on Windows. Like, you know, when you tapped out of the game, you're also looking at the slideshow. I'm having the exact same thing. I'm not sure how to make up 5 seconds. Especially not with GT3 traffic being what it is for me. Because it's another roadblock again into turn 7. And I feel like there it costs absolutely the most. Yeah. Anyway, let's just settle into second place. Remember when we led by the 4 guys that crashed on like lap 3 or lap 4 in this turn 10 that we just passed through? Remember when I said I hope we're not talking about those 3 or 4 additional seconds. And now let's look at the gap. My FPS go up and down between 68 and 90 something, I've seen. FPS counter is between 68 and 109. So I lost a full second this lap due to traffic. Copy. Random reload. And Nicholas is doing laps without traffic right now. Him, I let them by because they crashed each other out. And I was like, I'm not just taking 4 positions for them being clumsy at each other. So I lifted for 3 or 4 seconds, let them all go, and like keep completing the last to first. Car balance today is a bit odd too. But anyway, I'll stop complaining now and drive. Although I have to complain one more time about fucking FPS and game performance. because I keep missing every other apex of just like being a tenth of a second too early or too late on the brakes, and every time you approach a certain corner it's different. That is what makes the slideshow so hard to deal with. Yeah, give me two points of track limits. 0.75. This final corner is like a good old lottery, whether it's hit correctly or not. Also turn 1, I was able to lose less time after the pit stop with a more heavy car. Like, how? Finally we're on a good lap. Let's see how we throw this one away. I have 1% too much of fuel, I think. Just about. Don't need like... This is crazy. 10 laps ago I would have been fine with 3/10 per lap. Now I need like 5, rather 6. But Nicholas is good on pace right now. Hey Crispin. Yep, let's make that deal. Tim. Quantum, yes it is. But it's driven way too slowly. I did 45.5 and peak and quali. It should be a, I don't know, 45.2. Not sure what it or how it would generally do in the race. I don't know about Bob. I just took this car because I knew I had a setup. And if I'm not mistaken, car ahead is same car. But why is Niklas faster in his second stint than he was in his first stint? $43 Netrix, thank you very much for your follow. So, 7/10 this lap. Absolutely more what I need. What I absolutely do not need is a GT3 like that. The entirety of the lap, fuck. Call it even an unfair advantage, cutting out turn 3. The question is, if I would have taken new tires on the left hand side, do I think I would have been 10 seconds quicker with that? Not sure. Entirely honest. Driftkind because of the bikes. So finally FPS coming a bit back. Just 6 laps to go, 4 seconds. No way I can do it. GG's. I won't make that. Even if I get like super lucky with every traffic happening from here on. Hashtag I don't. Six-tenths. I need 6 or 7/10 every lap from here. And I'll make 4 now on the way to turn 2. Turn 4, that is. But I'll lose even more of that in the infield, I'm sure. Oi, that's it. Okay, I give it up. I would need like 20 more minutes to make it work. Well, kudos to Nicholas. Good job. Nice second pace on the second stint. Again, it's better in the way we did this for this race. Yeah, arguably we could have not lifted for the 4 or 5 seconds on lap 4 that made the gap go from 8 to 12.5. At the same time, I could have tried something different with strategy, because I had the gap to the cars behind regarding a tire change. And then, thirdly, I believe the hard tire on the front left being a significant difference. Because as much as the surface temperature or the LCD temperature here is like 85, that is totally fine for the medium. I would expect the core temperature to be a bit too high. I feel understeer every time I turn into the low speed turn, and then at the same time on the exit of like turn 3 and 4, turn 4 and 7, I feel the rear coming around. Yeah, almost neutral steering. So I don't also quite carry the performance in the car. It's a bit shit. Well, it is a setup built for qualifying, heating up the tires quickly in order to get peak lap time within a certain amount of laps. And then, yeah, my luck with the traffic doesn't help. But anyway, let's credit to whose credit due. Nicholas doing a goody job. See, this is what I mean with how the car balances. Understeery in first sight and then still tricky oversteery. Tens of butts, thank you very much for the follow. What's the strat in this race? Start, put fuel, go home. One stop. Unsure about tire change. I'm not sure how bad the first outlap is with the left hand side tire change. I assume it might in hindsight be the right call to do it. depending on how much time you lose bringing them up to temperature. It might be 6 additional seconds or so. Something has happened to my tires though. Maybe I've been generally too pushy on them. Hey. Yeah, that rear left has really left the chat, also 91 degrees temp. I think really the spin killed it big time. So Tim, let me guess, Nicholas didn't have the fuel save in the end. Yeah. I should have probably taken less fuel too and do a little bit of lift and coast. That is the change that I did between fast stint and second stint, so maybe that's also where my pace drop comes from. Putting more heat and stress on the tires. Almost lost the first, yeah. But this is as expected from today. Like on Thursday it was, you know, kinda boring still, because I achieved the last to first literally after like 45, 48 minutes of before the first pit stop. I got back into the lead from a gap of like 13 seconds as well. But it's fine. Nicholas done a good job. So write the name of the channel that you need the raid on, and I'll do it after I spun. Well, we're gonna see. Today was a bit stronger SOF. We're gonna see whether we have gained 1% of the R, 1.5% of the R, or maybe 2% of the R. Certainly not 3 because we haven't won the race, so let's see about this. Anyway, so 1% too much, also too much pushing. Wojciech Kozak, hello there, how are you doing? Alright, GG's everyone, much appreciated on the kudos and on the race. Once again, out of the coast, none in hypercars. It's good stuff. It was a good and fun race. Driving standards actually have been rather good, I think. So then, we're gonna check drugs. Oh, looking forward to being breathing again. Okay, I expect everyone has finished by now. No, Eki is still on it, so is Darren. We're just about to finish now. GP3s are about to be finished in a moment. So we're gonna have a look at the rating, then we're gonna have a look in the raid. And we'll call it a day. So guys, since I'm turning sick, I don't exactly know how I'm going to move forwards this week with the streams. We're gonna have a video on Wednesday about the state of Le Mans Ultimate and the actual issues that we're fighting to an extent. We're likely having a stream on Thursday with running in the LFM Pro series. So let's have a look. A low impact on the lost thingy, qualifying a loss to 0. That is a high impact. Let's see about this in a moment. Anyway, we're gonna have a raid. Nicholas, thank you very much for the follow. GG's, good race, good pace, especially in the second stint. I would love to know what you did different in the second stint compared to the first one, because there your pace really improved. Because, you know, in the first stint I had like 3 or 4 tenths over you. In the second stint, I'd say I had none over you. Anyway, we're gonna have the raid to the team channel as promised, and then a follow, and then you guys have a great start to the week. Happy Monday to you. Thanks for the racing, thanks for the stream, everyone. Have a good time. See you. Bye bye. Oh, hang on a second. Don't forget to follow, subscribe on the YouTube channel, and tune in on Wednesday on the video, and on perhaps Thursday when we do a stream. Till then, bye bye.